Europe, 1300s to 1700s CE. Flashback, Middle Age Europe. The Middle Ages is arguably one of the worst time periods in history. Peasants and serfs were treated horrifically under the system of feudalism. Sanitation was poor, and the resulting plague killed 1/3 of the population in Europe. Life was wretched, and people lived in their own filth. Throughout the chaos, the Catholic Church remained the center of everything. Eventually, people began to question the Church's explanations. People began to ask, why? Thus beginning a new age. The Renaissance
was a cultural movement in Europe that sparked a boom of scientific interest, education, art, and literature. Humanism developed, a philosophical idea that emphasized the value of human beings. The most famous Renaissance artist was Leonardo da Vinci. His piece, the Mona Lisa, was different from most paintings during this time because it portrayed a common woman smiling. The Last Supper showed da Vinci's 3D perspective and a new color use. Italian sculptor Michelangelo created the David, which symbolized freedom and liberty, and the Pieta, which embodied humanistic ideals. The new ideas of the Renaissance sparked scientific innovation.
The scientific revolution was the emergence of modern science after the Middle Ages. Philosopher discoveries and ideas changed the views of society and nature. Nicholas Copernicus stated that the Earth is not the center of the universe. He hypothesized that planets revolved around the sun in his heliocentric theory, which was later proved by Galileo Galilei using the telescope. This was very controversial with the Church. Johann Gutenberg's invention of the printing press helped spread ideas, which also contradicted the teachings of the Church. Isaac Newton stated that science could be supported by math and is most famous for his universal law of gravity.
The Protestant Reformation was when new religions branched off of the Roman Catholic Church. The first religion is Lutheranism. A German monk named Martin Luther disliked the practices of the Catholic Church, specifically the selling of indulgences, which were papers ensuring the buyer a spot in heaven. Luther nailed his 95 Theses to a church door in Wittenberg that outlined his reasons for disagreeing with the church. He was excommunicated, and Holy Roman Emperor Charles V issued the Edict of Worms, which condemned Luther as a heretic and gave permission for him to be killed. During this time, Prince Frederick of Saxony sheltered Luther. While being protected, Luther translated the Bible from Latin to German, the first example of translating the Bible into vernacular. The second religion is Anglicanism, or the Church of England. King Henry VIII of England wanted to pass down the Tudor name to his son. Unfortunately, his wife, Catherine of Aragon, was not providing him with one. Henry VIII wanted to end his marriage with Catherine of Aragon and wed someone else. However, the Pope refused to annul the marriage. To legalize the annulment, Henry VIII created the Church of England in 1529. His daughter, Elizabeth I, formally institutionalized the Church of England during her reign. The final religion is Calvinism. John Calvin was a French lawyer who criticized the French Catholic Church. He moved to Geneva, Switzerland, and began his own religion, Calvinism. The religion is most marked by the doctrine of predestination, which claims that God has eternally chosen those whom he intends to save. Political reforms in the 1600s and 1700s began the Enlightenment, a time period when philosophers developed theories about governing principles. Genevan philosopher Jean-Jacques Rousseau believed in the social contract, an idea that the people submit to authority in exchange for protection. British scholar John Locke claimed that humans have 3 natural rights: life, liberty, and property. Frenchman Baron de Montesquieu introduced the separation of powers, when the government is divided into 3 branches. The Scottish philosopher Adam Smith developed the economic theory of capitalism. Smith's beliefs are reflected in his book, The Wealth of Nations.